Hello, this is Joseph Brasher from Top Velocity Northwest. I'm doing an analysis of Josh here. I've been told he's throwing all the way up to 75 miles an hour, so let's do a breakdown of his delivery here. I got him paired up with a 90 mile an hour testimonial Colton Turner, who's thrown into the mid 90s with these mechanics. So let's take Josh into his lift. Now this is a behind view, so I'm gonna do the best I can, but it's not the best view to look at mechanics from. Um, Judging from this, it looks like the leg lift is good. Shifting a little bit of weight forward into his lift. Uh, Colton Turner doing the same thing, shifting a little weight forward into his lift. We don't want to go too crazy with it, and we don't want to balance either. Just somewhere in between, where we're just moving slightly towards home plate. Let's go to the load position. From what I can see, I can really see Josh coming out of this lift just goes basically straight down out of this lift. You really want to go forward and down at the same rate towards the plate. So if we look at Colton Turner, if we draw a line from his hips right here, if we go forward and down at the same rate, he's basically going to follow that line perfectly. And that does two things. That loads the back leg correctly right here, so he can initiate triple extension and drive, but also it can flex the back leg and give it power and stability from which to drive from. So if we look at Josh here, it looks like he goes straight down and then out. So it's like he's down here and now he's going towards the plate. We don't want to take that route. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, so we want to take this direction towards foot strike, not this direction, because that's just going to require too many changes in momentum and cause a lot of problems. So he's completely flexed here because he went down. Now he's got to push from this disadvantageous position because he's already completely flexed and he went straight down. As you can see, there's quite a bit of front leg here pulling Josh off the rubber. So there's a lot of front leg movement here. If you look at Colton Turner, he's very passive with his front leg, just sort of letting it drift as he initiates the movements with his hips more. And as he gets to foot strike, it's just going to simply rotate and open. As you can see with Josh, it looks like his front leg's swinging here. And it's actually pulling his back foot off the rubber. So we don't want to initiate the drive and pull with that front leg and pull it off the rubber. That's not what we want. We want to load through the hips. We want this front leg to be passive and then really drive aggressively with this back leg. And if we look at Josh, he doesn't really drive much at all. He's just getting pulled off and he has no hip to shoulder separation. So his hip right here and his shoulder right here are basically synced. So 80% of your potential velocity comes from the ability, this is MPA studies, from your ability to separate your hips and shoulders, and Josh isn't doing it at all right now. So right there is when his hips open, or they're not even open there, they're more open right there, and he's already throwing the ball. If you look at Colton Turner right here, as he drives, it's going to open those hips up perfectly right there, and his shoulders are going to be completely back. So that's kind of what we're looking for there, because that's going to translate well into forward trunk tilt and get us the maximum velocity. We also want some front leg extension here, and I can't really tell based on this angle, but it doesn't look like a lot of forward trunk tilt or a lot of front leg extension. So sort of to sum up, coming out of our lift, we don't want to drop straight down. We want to go forward and down at the same rate towards the plate to help load this drive leg better, get it better into position so we can initiate a drive. That doesn't look like Josh is doing much here. He's just getting pulled off. Initiate a drive to open up those hips while keeping those shoulders back to create hip to shoulder separation. And then by extending this front leg and being in a longer stride, that'll translate to some forward trunk tilt. So those are some of the things that I would recommend fixing. As a guy who's been 73 to 75, he could easily be 80 miles per hour if we cleaned up some of these aspects here, especially the load and initiating some drive and getting some separation. 80 is definitely achievable. So that's my analysis of Josh. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you guys next time.